How to Build an Insect from author Roberta Gibson, illustrated by Anne Lambelet. Head, check. Thorax, check. Abdomen, check. Do you know what else a bag needs? Step inside a special workshop and learn how to build an insect of your very own. Informative text from entomologist Roberta Gibson and delightfully detailed illustrations by Anne Lambelet come together in a wonderfully original take on insect anatomy. Peek, praying mantis, peek. To children of all ages who appreciate the small things, RG. For my nephew Anthony, AL. How to Build an Insect by author Roberta Gibson, illustrated by Anne Lambelet. Let's build an insect. Where should we start? Humans have a head. Most animals have a head. Let's give our insect a head. What part should be next? Below our head, we have shoulders and a chest. An insect's chest is called its thorax. Let's add a thorax. Cotton swabs, glue. What body parts come after the thorax? We have a stomach below our chest. An insect's stomach is in its abdomen. Head, part 1. Thorax, part 2. Abdomen, part 3. We should give our insect an abdomen. Now it has 3 body parts: head, thorax, and abdomen. All insects have these 3 parts. What else should we add? What about bones like ours? Should we give it a skeleton? No, there isn't any room for big bones inside a small insect. An insect has its skeleton on the outside. It is called an exoskeleton. The exoskeleton keeps the inside stuff in and the outside stuff out. Two legs, 50 legs. How will the insect move? Give us some legs. How many legs? 2 like us? 4? 8? 8 legs. Too many. 8 legs will make it a spider. A spider might eat our insect. I'm hungry. 4 legs. 6 legs? That is better. 6 legs. Where do we put the legs? Not on the head. Put them on the thorax. Do insects have feet? Yes. Let's give our insects special feet so it can walk upside down. Climb and climb. Humans don't have wings, do we? Most of all insects do have wings. What kind should we add? Some insects have clear wings that are easy to fold. Others have hard or leathery wings. How many? Attach 2 wings for flies and 4 wings for everything else. If we give the insect 2 hard wings and 2 soft wings, we make a beetle. Fly, beetle, fly. How will our insects see? Let's give it some eyes. How many? 2? Guess again. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? Yes. 2 big ones called compound eyes and 3 little eyes called simple eyes, or ocelli. Peek, praying mantis, peek. What about ears? Some insects have flat patches in their exoskeleton that act like ears. Where should we put them? On its head? An insect can have its ears anywhere. Music to my knee ears. It can have ears on its thorax, on its abdomen, or even on its knees. Listen, cricket, listen. An insect also needs to eat and drink. Let's add a mouth. Caterpillars eat leaves. What kind of mouth would a caterpillar need? How about a mouth like a pair of scissors to cut up its food? Those are called mandibles. Chomp, caterpillar, chomp. If butterflies sip sweet nectar, what sort of mouth would they need? How about a straw? A butterfly's mouth is a curled straw. It is called a proboscis. Sip, butterfly, sip. How will our insects smell and touch things? 2 antennae. Put on some feelers called antennae. How many? 4? 4 would make it a shrimp or lobster. Those are not insects, are they? 4 antennae. Let's give it 2 antennae. Where? On the head. Extra feelers on the abdomen are called cerci. Cockroaches and crickets have cerci. Help me! Antennae, cerci. What else does an insect need? How about a way to breathe? Should we give it lungs? Gasp. Lungs will not work because the exoskeleton can't move in and out. What can we do? Put holes in the sides of the body. Call them spiracles. They let air into and out of the insect's body. Air out, air in. Now we can decorate our insect. Add hair, or horns, or spikes. These things disguise the insect from predators and protect it from harm. Are we done? No, not quite. Let's give our insect a place to live and a snack, or spots. Now we are done. Good job. More about insect body parts. Eyes. Insect vision is different from ours. Insects have compound eyes made up of many individual units called ommatidia, each covered with a lens called a facet. Because of how they are built, compound eyes are good at detecting movement. Insects like dragonflies have large compound eyes that take up much of their head. In contrast, some insects are blind or have only a few ommatidia. Certain insects can see color. For example, honeybees can see the colors of the rainbow except red, and they can see a color we can't, called ultraviolet. Honeybees can also see a color known as bees purple, which is a mixture of yellow and ultraviolet. Mouth parts. The mouth parts of insects are quite complex. Insects with chewing mouth parts like beetles, caterpillars, dragonflies, and grasshoppers have mandibles that move side to side like shears. In addition, they have a second set of chewing surfaces right under the mandibles called maxilla. Insects that chew also have an upper lip or labrum and a lower lip called a labium. Attached to the maxilla and labium are finger-like structures called palps that taste and move around the food. Adult butterflies and moths have a tube for a mouth called a proboscis. True bugs like box elder bugs or shield bugs have piercing sucking mouth parts. Within the proboscis are thin blades called stylets that can cut into plants or other insects. Once the stylets pierce the food, the insects can suck up the liquid inside. A housefly has a sponge for a mouth, which it uses to drink liquids. If a housefly finds something solid to eat, like sugar, it spits saliva on the food to make it liquid before it drinks it. Ears. Some insects can detect sounds. Singing insects like cicadas, crickets, and katydids can sense vibrations using a patch of flexible membrane called a tympanum. The tympanum acts like the head of a drum. Spiracles. The spiracles in the insect's thorax and abdomen open into a series of tubes called tracheae. Oxygen in the air goes into the insect and travels down the cells. The same tubes carry carbon dioxide, a waste product, out of the insect. Thorax. The word thorax comes from a Greek word that means chest. The thorax of insects is divided into three segments. The prothorax is closest to the head, the mesothorax is in the middle, and methathorax is closest to the abdomen. Abdomen. The word abdomen comes from a Latin word that means belly. Inside the insect's abdomen are the organs for digestion, excretion, and reproduction. Wings. Having wings is a special trait. Only a few different kinds of living animals have wings: birds, bats, and adult insects. Insects' wings come in all shapes and sizes. Cockroaches or grasshoppers have wings that are leathery. Bees, wasps, dragonflies, and mayflies have flexible membranous wings. True bugs like box elder bugs or milkweed bugs have wings that are leathery halfway down and membranous at the end. Beetles have had hard upper wings called elytra. Hidden under the elytra are membranous wings that fall up. Beetles raise the elytra and move at the underwings to fly. Finally, butterflies and moths have four big wings covered with colorful scales. Legs. Insect legs can be divided into 5 sections. The coxa and trochanter are sockets that connect the leg to the insect's thorax. The femur is like our thigh, the tibia is similar to our lower leg, and the tarsus is a group of segments, tarsomeres, that form the insect's foot. The legs are not all identical. For example, praying mantises have enlarged front legs for grasping prey. Honeybees have curved surfaces on their back legs called pollen baskets for carrying pollen. Glossary. Abdomen, the third or hind body section of an insect. Antennae, a pair of organs on an insect's head that sense the environment. Different parts of the antennae can sense smell, touch, and even sound in some insects. Just one is an antenna. Cerci, a pair of organs on the end of the abdomen of insects like crickets and cockroaches that is used to sense danger coming from behind the insect. Exoskeleton, the outside covering of an insect's body. Mandibles, jaws located on either side of the head that act like a pair of scissors. Ocelli, tiny simple eyes used mostly to detect light. Just one is called an ocellus. Proboscis, a long slender tongue that acts as a straw to bring the liquids, nectar and water, to the insect's mouth. Spiracles, openings in an insect's skeleton that allow air to pass inside the body. Thorax. The thorax is the middle part of the insect between the head and abdomen. It is the anchor point for 6 legs as well as wings in the adults. STEAM activity. Build an insect model. 1. Gather the following materials: white computer paper for wings, construction paper for body parts, antennae, and legs, glue sticks or tape, crayons, colored pencils, markers, or a combination of this, age-appropriate cutting implement, such as safety scissors. Optional materials, as available and age-appropriate: chenille stems, egg cartons, seeds, sheet protectors or wax paper for wings, colored tissue paper, pom-poms, styrofoam balls, sponges. 2. Using the text for instructions and illustrations for inspiration, build your own insect model. Using scissors and construction paper, carefully cut out circles and ovals for your insect's head, thorax, and abdomen. Cut strips of paper to use as legs and antennae. 4. Decorate your insect using the materials you have gathered. 5. Put your insect on display. Roberta Gibson is an entomologist with a master's degree from Cornell University. She worked for a number of years as a research specialist before she caught the writing bug. When she's not writing books, she reads, takes photographs, and studies martial arts. She lives in Phoenix, Arizona with her husband and son. Anne Lambelet has drawn a lot of insect wings over the years, although as a child, they usually showed up attached to fairies. The more she grew up, the more she realized that there are lots of interests out there of insects out there that are just as exciting to draw as any magical creature. And also illustrated the book The Traveler's Gift by Daniel Davison, and is the author and illustrator of Maria the Matador, People and Their Dogs, and The Poison Apple. She lives with her husband, cat, and dog in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is the end of the book. Let's build an insect. Where should we start?